FMTraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. Hope you all are having a lovely Tuesday. We're here to talk about the wonderful FileMaker platform. Hey, Nick, how are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. Thank you for
Good.
asking.
I'm glad to hear it. Hi, everybody. Hope you all are doing good. Drifting in, saying hi. Real quick, we do this 5 days a week on 3 different platforms, Discord, YouTube, and Twitch. If you want a link to any of the platforms, please let me know. Quick reminder that YouTube and Twitch are on a 90-second delay. So you will see things 90 seconds after we have said them, which means that when you ask questions, if you like, oh, they moved on to the topic already, we might not have brain dying. We're not deliberately ignoring your question. If we moved on to the topic, we are just getting it at a different time from when you saw it. So, the nature of fun delays. Real quick, today we're doing stuff with Nick, object-oriented calculations and logic coding. We have 2 things real fast that I would like to talk about. First is that if you'd like to support the channel, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can go up here and get one of our annual subscription bundles. I like to remind people that if you don't like our live stream format, you'll probably like our video format. The videos are very short, they're very specific, they cover very specific topics, and they're highly animated. So if you don't like our more hour-long conversations on topics, then you might find the videos are work for you. There are also 2 other ways you can support the channel. One of which is that you can go to our fmtraining.tv on Google and write us a review. That helps our SEO and helps us get more in front of people who are looking for FileMaker help. So if you want to do that, let us know. Or rather, not let us know. Feel free to go ahead and do that. And thank you very much, sincerely. Uh, Third is that if you would like FileMaker assistance and you have watched our stuff and you've seen our videos and you're like, I don't really want to do this, or I really want FileMaker, but I don't necessarily want to code it myself, or I can do a lot of FileMaker, but I have struggled with API integrations or more technical. You need something else integrated into your solution, or you're not much of a UI designer, etc. We have a huge variety of senior engineers, a huge variety of skill sets. Nick is one of them. We have a collection of other ones that you see coming on and off the stream. Feel free to reach out and let us know that you need assistance. We will be happy to help you at support@rcconsulting.com. The last thing that I would like to cover in my opening adventures program is that Richard and I will be at a conference soon, and you should come and join us, which is where's the link? Full access. Uh, Here we go. It's October 20th to 23rd. It's at a really gorgeous place in, I believe, Los Altos, at a Jesuit retreat, which is awesome, which means it'll come, you can either stay at the retreat or at a hotel nearby. It comes with food. You can go wander around, talk to FileMaker developers. A lot of Claris people are showing up. Like I believe Kalman is one of them, and some others are popping in, so you can come and talk to them. There's a lot of fun sessions. Uh, and like I said, also you can come like harangue me or Richard in person if you would want. So you should absolutely do that. I think it'll be a really fun time. It'll be awesome. You should come visit and say hi. Uh, uh, Click the register button. Frankly, it'll be a really awesome experience. This will be very much like Pause on Air has been in the past, and I've really enjoyed those. It's smaller, more tight-knit conferences that it really allows you to talk to a variety of people and learn a variety of things from your fellow FileMaker developers. So, Nick, if you'd like to share your screen and tell me what we're doing today.
Yes, okay. So I'm going to share my screen. So, okay. Okay, so thank you for joining me today. So thank you, Marge. I'm not sure, maybe I will come at that conference, but I definitely can go to the one in Europe. I want to, contact whoever is organizing this event in Belgium this year, later in November. I might go there, and that would be
Yes, I
fun.
forget the name of the company, but they've been on our stream before. They're really awesome. Anyway,
Okay, so
uh,
I will contact them. Anyway, so today we continue this oriented object kind of training about how to code calculation with oriented object in mind. You have seen all my demo in the past, like the last 10 years. I'm pretty much doing this. I'm using that technique, that approach, but we never really have a webinar talking about this technique of coding, which is something that similar to what you have in other development platform, right? So it's a way all developers use because it's more convenient, because it's easier, because it makes everything simpler. And you have, more flexibility, reusability, and, so you have plenty of good things that you can, when you use that technique, but you need to learn the technique. And this is why you join here, right? So, what is about, what it is when we talk about, the objective-oriented calculation, right? Well, you have the flat spaghetti style calculation that, we call that like this, the spaghetti style calculation. Okay, so what is the spaghetti style? So let's get one, a typical spaghetti style. It's it's like this. Okay. Um, so if is empty first name and is empty last name, right? And if it's empty last name and in empty, you do this something like this, and you do you say result one is no contact, or an unknown, or a new contact. Let's say you say new contact, and otherwise you say you want first name and last name, right? So this is spaghetti style. So we call that spaghetti style because it's all, if it's empty, this and this, then this and this. So it's all linear. It's one line. It's flat. We call that spaghetti style. Okay. So that is and this is not really easy to understand and to read. And you call again and again and again, last name, first name, last name, first name, Why? Because that is not performance. This is bad design, okay? So instead of doing this, okay, we do oriented object, okay? So we do the let statement, okay? I know that. I know you knew that, you saw that coming. And then you say, okay, we build objects. The first object I need to build is the first. The first is, the first is first name. Hold on. Okay. Then we have the last. The last is this. Okay. So that's the first object. Now I want the full name. The full equal. Okay. So now what do I do? The full is the list of the first, right? And the last. So you see, I'm done calling data. So now I have this and this. Boom. Everything I'm going to do will be in memory. I'm not calling again the file, the fields. Okay. So you know how I'm doing this. I'm doing a substitute. You know that, so I'm doing the substitute of this, and I change this into the space. So you know that, if I have only the first or only the last, I don't have an extra space. Okay. So this is my full, right? So now, actually, this is my full, list And this is my full full name. I will show you why. So I'm going to do this, so the full list, and I'm doing this and this. Okay. So I have my first, my last, my full list, my full name. Okay. So now that I have this, so I build my object, right? So I can call, so let's say, let's put something here. What happened? Poops. Oh, yeah, I need something here. Okay, so let's put here, okay. And so now here, in this section, I can call whatever I want. So that the first, that the last, that the full list, and that the full name. Okay? I have all, they're all there, okay? All ready to be used. The object I can pick, right? So now I can continue, right? I can say is empty, okay? Is empty, the name is empty, right? I'm going to come with the name letter. Is empty, what it is empty, the full list. That means, is the full list empty? No, right? It's not empty. Why? Because I have a name here, but here is empty, yes, right? Here is empty, 0, because I have something, but here is empty, no, yes, right? So now, let's say I want is incomplete, okay? Well, is incomplete, I want to be like, to me, so this thing here, right? It should be at least 2, okay? I should have 2 value. I will explain, okay? So is complete, value counts on the full list, right, is strictly inferior than 2. Can be more, but it cannot be less than 2, okay? So let's see. So is this complete? This is incomplete? Yes, it's incomplete because it is empty, okay? But let's say I have only Nick. Is it incomplete? Yes, because I have only Nick. If I put Hunter, it's not incomplete. Ergo, it's not empty. So you see, you build as you go, you build object. First, the first name, then the last name, then the full list. You combine together. Then you flat the list, with the substitute. Then you say, okay, if it's empty, the full list, is empty the full list, or is incomplete. I mean, value count of full list inferior than 2. Okay? So all of these things, let's say now, okay, I want something like this. Okay? First, is empty. So if it's empty, right? I want to say new contact. Okay? I want that to know that. Then, if it's incomplete, I want to see incomplete. Right? Now, if everything okay, if it's not, is empty. If it's not incomplete, well, put me the full name here at the end. Right? So here, I have Nick Hunter. Here, I have incomplete. Here, I have new contact. So now, I'll let you figure out how you could have done this with a spaghetti style. Flat calc. So, you understand what I mean? How you do that with flat calc?
I have no idea.
So now you understand what happened here. It's object-oriented. I put the first, boom, is there in front of me, is there on the table, boom. It's like the kitchen stuff, many times I do, okay, that the onions, that the garlic, right? I put the onion with the garlic. This is it, right? I put the first name and the last name. Then I build a list. With this list, I'm going to use it because thanks to the list, I know if it's incomplete or not, right? And thanks to the list, I know if it's empty. With this list, I can flatten. I flatten the list for my result. So with and then I don't have to fry my brain in the logic. The logic is here. And now we are going to talk about the naming. Okay? First, last. I know it's not the first row of the theater and the last row of the theater is the first name, last name. I mean contact stuff. I don't know to have a label say first name of the database of the OOP demo with Marge and Nicholas. I don't need to know. I don't need. I know what it is. First, short, precise, sharp, right? First, last. The full list. First and last. The full name, because it's not flat, it's a name now. This is a list, that's a name. And then I say, okay, is empty, is incomplete. So case, is empty, new contact. Is incomplete, incomplete, otherwise full name. So the name here tells me what this is, what it does, right? The name is empty, is empty. If it's empty, if the whole thing is empty, if is incomplete. So the name give you instantly, you don't have to think about what this is. I pre-calculated the logic before, right? It's there. So I don't need to, I don't need to think about it. It's there. I did it, right? So with the object-oriented method, right? You think the logic bits by bits. You need to gather this. Then thanks to this, you can get the name. Then thanks to this, you can get, so see, you get this. So everything you put down, you put on the table. And then at the end, you put your logic, right? You understand? Do we have questions so far?
Questions, comments, concerns, everybody? We following along? We not following along? If we're not, then we can have Nick back up. Ba-ba-ba.
Yeah, I'm showing that since years, so it's not the first time. But
Yeah.
we needed a video where we talk only about this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we don't done at the beginning, right?
That is step one.
Okay, that's step one. Okay. So that's cool because for example, in my demo, right? This is what I want to do. I'm here, I'm creating a new contact. Okay, this is new contact. If I put Nick here, well, it's no longer a new contact, it's Nick, right? But, yeah, but this is incomplete. Hold on, I need to, I put the window full. Okay, so, because I have okay, so, yeah. Okay, so it's incomplete, okay? So what do I want to do here? I want to make sure that I need this to be done, to be here. I need this to be filled. I need this to be filled. And I need at least one of them. And boom, now I can validate. Because, if, just put one, boom. And now, one here, and I can validate, right? Right? One. I found a bug here. I need to find. Okay, so one of those validate the work. I can validate that thing, right? So now, how we do this? How many of you have tried to do this and failed big league because, to get those things and to make something like this, like this has a behavior, this has another behavior, and the two combined behavior, right? So I'll show you. So this is why the object-oriented is good, and that's a good demo for the oriented objective calculation. So this is it. I'm here, right? So this is my stuff here. Okay? So I have a button here, and I can validate that button if, right, I have no tag that says it's incomplete. For example, for each record, I have a tag, I call that mandatory, right? And this is how I do the thing, okay? So let's dissect a little bit. So I'm here. Let's do it. First, I'll do the let statement, right? And this is about contact. This is about info. Let's call that info, okay? So what is the info? It's the list. Why I'm using list is because I don't want to do the and, the and, this ampersand, this character here. I don't want to use this because that's slow. So what do I want to put in my info objects? Okay. Well, first, right? Yeah, I know it sounds weird because I'm here, but it's okay because I am in the uh, data viewer, so it looks like this. I have to put the occurrence because I'm in the data viewer, but okay. I want the first. I want the last, okay? And I want the job title, okay? This is what I want in my list, okay? Correct? Then I want another group. I want everything that is phones, okay? I have a list of phone mobile, and phone work, okay? Then I have emails, right? Equal. I have a list of, of email, because I have email home and email work. Okay? Okay. What happens if I get this, right? So I have Nick Hunter, okay? That's my info block. That's my phones block, okay? Yeah, it's because I have one here, okay? And that's my emails block, which is empty, okay? So now, what my logic behind this, right? What my logic? To validate, so I need to validate this, I need to validate this, I need to validate this, okay? For example, so let's say I want those three mandatory, okay? Let's say I want this three mandatory. Well, to make those three mandatory, what should I say? I should say value count of the info, okay? Superior or equal to 3, okay? Yeah, because, I can have a carriage return somewhere, but let's say it's equal 3 to make, okay. Value count equal 3. That means it's okay, right? So, or, I could say the opposite, I want to know when it's not valid. Let's say I want to know when it's not valid. If this is inferior to 3. If it's inferior to 3, it's not valid. Okay? Correct? So let's add this. Info not valid. Okay? Equal this. That means if the value count of those 3 fields is not at least 3, this is not valid. Now, I want 1 phones and I want 1 email. Okay? So, phones not valid equal, well, the value count on the phone, okay, inferior than 1. But I have a better way here. I will show you. But let's say the phone not valid, value count of phone, okay. If it's less than 1 of the 2, I want 1, at least 1. But I don't know which one. But I don't care if it's a mobile or work. I need 1. So if phone, I have at least 1 of those 2, I'm okay. If I'm none, I'm not. If I'm both, perfect. You understand? Now I want to do the same for this guy. Okay. So I gather the info and I say info not valid. I gather the phone and I say, okay, phone not valid, right? So now, is the info valid? No, it's not. If the phone valid, yes, because it's not valid, the phone, no. So that, you know what I mean? Phone not valid, no. That means it's valid, okay? Emails not valid, yes, it's not valid. So now, thanks to that object-oriented calculation method, okay? I can do this. Get as Boolean the list of this, this, and this. So why? Because let's say I get this. 101. What means? Info not valid? Yes, it's not valid. Form not valid? No, it's not. It's valid because I have one, right? So let's continue. I have 101. This is not valid, right? This is valid and is not. Okay, so let's say I'm putting a number here, right? And I'm putting an email here, right? So now I have 0, 0. Why it keeps saying inferior or not valid? No, inferior inferior than 3, yeah. First, why inferior than 3? That's weird. Do I need a mistake here? Oh, maybe because the job title is not. I'm not putting the oh, it's a display. I need. Okay. So now everything is valid. Okay, because is it not valid? The block info, no, is not invalid. It's valid. No. Is not valid, no. This is not valid, no. So now if I remove a phone, boom. Right? And if I remove an email, boom. Now I have truth. And if I remove the last name, boom. So now this 1111, I want to know, right? I don't want the 111. I want all of this to say good or not. If I have on one of those three something not valid, boom. If the three are okay, it's okay. How I'm doing this? I select all of this and I say get as Boolean. Okay? I'm going to explain the get as Boolean. So now this is not valid, right? So let's make it valid, for example. Is making the name here not enough? Putting a phone number here, not enough. Putting an email here, right? You should have. Why? Hold on. Yeah. So why? 0. Okay, so it's a refresh issue. Hold on. Okay, so if I remove this, okay, if I put this, Okay, 0. So that means, okay, I'm good. You understand? So you cannot make something that precise, okay, if you don't use the objective oriented, because it's too complicated, because you have one. So you understand what I mean? I collect the data I need for that logic. I collect the data I need for that logic. I collect the data I need for that logic, which is the same here, but this is different, okay? And then at the end, my logic is this. So I can read this. Get as boolean the list of if the info not valid, the phone's not valid, and the email not valid. And the name is important, okay? So questions.
Questions, comments, concerns? Someone said that they're following. We good, everybody? We not good?
So you understand that makes everything simpler, because you dissect the thing as they come. If you try to do this as a spaghetti style, so now you know what I mean by spaghetti style, okay? To get like a if, for example, this, for example, spaghetti style. If is empty, this, okay? And is empty, this. And is empty, this, right? That's spaghetti style. You know what I mean? Then what you say? This is, you say, one, because, right? So you can use a case. You do a case like this, right? So you can present it like this, and is empty, and is empty, right? You do one, and then you continue, and you say is empty, is empty, is empty. You see? So spaghetti style, well, slow, because you have this and stuff, and you have no way, and actually it won't really work, because the problem will be that okay, but what about this? Because it's one of those two, not both. Here was easy, because I want all of them filled, but here I want one of them. So now you say is empty this one, right? Or is empty, so spaghetti, okay? So, but you will never have the flexibility of this. You get the info, and then you use the value count. You count how many value you have. Always go down to the values. Don't try to be smart and get everything in the air with the case stuff. And case is freaking slow, right? And actually case wouldn't work, because case would have stop to the first is empty. So you need to combine here multiple if together. You need to do the first if, you need to do this. You need to do an if like this here, and then do like this. And then you say and you need another if for this here with the or, right? Like this. And then another and another if for this, right? The spaghetti style. But the multiple if, when you have involving if and case, that's very, very slow. Now, I want to get this. I want to keep this for tomorrow. I want to do something with this. Let's keep it. So, do we have any questions? If we don't have any question, I don't want to go too far today because I have the big chunk tomorrow.
Yes.
Right? I don't want to do a mix, otherwise it's a big mess. I might have like 15-20 minutes more tomorrow in the big chunk.
Yes.
But if we don't have any other questions.
We do have one real fast. Don't know too much about OOP. Should be a class that has data and method. The object that relates to its class. Objects have behavior identity.
Yeah, actually, we don't have in FileMaker, we don't have objects. Okay, so we need to build an object. Okay, we need to build object. So there's many ways to build object. So we can build an object within a calculation. So that's an object. Okay, it's an object I can call many times. Not only once, I can call it many times. I can even do things like if I want on the object, I can say get value, info. Okay, I can go and select whatever I want, right? In my objects. See, it's the object. I can do whatever I want. I can, you know what I mean? I can even reorganize, the list if I want. So, and I can do the same for everything. I can cherry pick what I want, right? You understand? So, those are objects, so we can reuse them all the time, right? Here with this object, I get this calc, right? With this object, I get this calc, and then at the end, right? My logic refer only to these things, but I don't care about those. I don't even read them anymore because this took care of it, right? That one way to get, the thing done. That one way to use object. Now we have other ways to use object, by the way, is inside, for example, using a field. Hold on. Right? For example, for the contacts, for the full name, for example. Okay? Here I have the full name. So I build the full name. So I have an object. The full name is ready. Okay? I have a field, full name. Right? So I have first, I have last, and this use full and last. Okay? So that's an object. Thanks to that object, I get the full name reversed. Okay, I mean, I have the full name and the full. Thanks to those two, I have the full name display. Okay, like I said, here I'm using an object. I'm using if is empty the full name, new contact. Otherwise, I want the full name reversed. Right? on my display, right? I want to see on my list here, I want Hunter Nick, not Nick Hunter. I want to start with the last name first, right? So this is how you use, you build an object, and then a field is an object, right? Pretty much. So you can use it. You understand? Or you can use a variable is an object, and you can combine multiple group of variable together, and then you have another object. But you can reuse the object. So tomorrow I'm going to show you, right, the extreme version of this. Okay, so the extreme version, I mean the more complex version of it. But this demo here, I think with this demo here, I made to you, both first name, last name, you saw all what I could get out of this. And now with this, right? I mean, you understand the benefit of, creating your own objects, which we don't have in FileMaker, right? We don't have this. We don't have we don't have objects. So we need to build them, right? So you can build, it could be a field, could be a variable, like I have here. When I start the file, I have plenty of stuff is there. So I have objects I can reuse, right? Like this point, for example, that the user ID is the ID of the user. This is an object I can call anytime, right? So I don't need to go to the table and gather this is there, right? I have the menu item IDs, right? I have the main window size at all times, right? So what else? I have the default window size, and I have, if iCloud is authorized iCloud, yes. This is my iCloud container identifier. This is my iCloud group company identifier. Is a bot? No. Is it a server? No. Right? You understand? So I have plenty of things. Is MBS okay? Yes. Right? You understand? So, and I have a clean filter always there that I can call. I say, okay, if I want to clean anything, I want to clean it. That means I want to remove all the underscore and I'm filtering. I can filter anything with this. Boom, is filtered. So I have a filter already there, right? So all of those are the object I'm declaring, and I can reuse them, right? So that's an object. And I don't know if you know, but you can even make anything a global variable, right? If I do this, well, now this is the global variable. Is there. See? So I transfer from one calc, getting this, it generate a global variable. I can do that for fonts. So now this object, you can transport it outside of the calc and reuse it. Now they're all there. Info, emails, and phone should be somewhere here. Info, email, phones, right? So they are there until you go to another record, and it will change. right? So let's create a new one, right? So of course I need to refresh this, right? So it's gone. They're all gone because I have nothing, right? But if I put like March, okay, and I put email 1 and email 2. Of course, because I'm in the, if I refresh this, well, now they're all here. Emails, phones, info. So this method of generating, so it could be constrained inside one calc, could be outside of a calc, or it could be constrained in the same scripts, for example. Okay. So, when you use a set variable like this with the local, that is available to anything during the scripts, the execution of the script. This is an oriented. When you use this, you are in OOP by definition, right? Because this variable concept has been stolen from all the platform where they have this. We declare a variable, So what's the difference between a variable and a constant, for example? Okay. Well, a variable is something that can change. It's calculated, right? If I do this, oops, this is a constant. This is a variable. This is a constant because this can change based on what I'm putting on the field. This doesn't change. It's hard-coded. This is a constant. Okay? So tomorrow I'm going to show you that how you can avoid extreme complexity. But first, I want you to understand the concept, right, of the oriented object. And tomorrow I'm going to show you how you use it. And I'm going to prepare for the next, because we have the next webinar is all about performance, right? Optimization. And this optimization webinar, we use a lot of objective-oriented because, this is, you can't optimize if you don't use this. It's not possible. Other question?
Yes. I like to use pseudo prime numbers fields A, B, C. Not is empty A gives 1, not is empty B gives 3, not is empty C gives 5. Add them together, the case result is 1 and then B and C are empty. Result is 4, then C is empty. Just so I can make sure that the combinations are always unique. You want me to send that to you in Slack?
Yeah, send me on Slack because I don't.
Yeah, no, so say when you
I
read
need
it,
to.
you can track it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can picture it, right? You know what I mean?
Yes. Let me send it to you in Slack so you can read it.
Yeah. Okay, so I like to use pseudo prime number field ABC, not is empty. A give 1. Yeah, the problem is, okay, yeah. Just make sure the combination are always unique. Yeah, but yeah, I like to use pseudo prime numbers field ABC. Not is empty A give 1, not is empty A give 3, then we give 5, and then together case result is 1, then B and C. I don't really understand because but yeah, whatever suits you, right? But don't overthink too much sometime, um, because something you need to know. For FileMaker, 0 has a meaning, and non-zero has another meaning. For example, this is a get as Boolean, for example. What get as Boolean do? Because I didn't explain this. If it's empty, that's false. 0, not good. Okay. If it's if there's a number, is there's 1, so empty or 0. For FileMaker, that's the same thing. Okay. Empty or 0. But if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, that will always be true, right? 0, no, okay. 0 is not true and non-zero is true. That get as Boolean, right? So you can do 3, 5. Okay, you understand? So FileMaker and the Boolean are, if you say, for example, FileMaker has, if you say 1 plus 1 equal 2, FileMaker will always already tell you yes. So you don't need to say if this, then this, or or 3 or whatever, or you don't need that. FileMaker tells you already the results. For example, if you say pattern counts Nick and you say P, well, it's not. I don't need to know. I don't need to say if pattern count P, then 1. I don't need the if or the case. FileMaker returns yes, no. If I put N, he said yes. If I put P, he said no. If I put C, say yes. If I put Y, say no. If I put K, say yes. If I put E, say no. Right? So FileMaker has an implicit yes, no, 1, 0 Boolean answer, right? So sometimes you need to play with this, and if you go away from that, well, you need to correct after that, right? You need to point, correct. But FileMaker has an auto, if you say is empty first, you say no. It's not, isn't. You have something, Or if you say is empty email, or is empty job title, say yes, right? But if it's empty job title display, this one, no, right? So FileMaker has his own answers, right? So that's what I'm using here for, by the way. I don't say if value count move inferior than 3, then 1 or the what. No. I just say if that's true, if value count of this inferior than 3, yes, no. I don't need the if. I don't need if. And at the end, I'm using the get as Boolean. Why? It's because here what how get as Boolean works. Let's say I have a list of 1, 1, 1. Okay? I have this list. Uh, ah. Okay, I have this. List Okay. Correct? I have this list. And then I say get as boolean the list. So let's put 2. Okay. So is that valid? Yes, because 1, 1, 1. I have 3 ones, so it's okay. Let's say I have this one 0, but 1, 1. Okay, that's still valid because I have a 1. If I have everything green, boom, Boolean. If everything 0, it's okay. If I have 1 in that list, at least I have 1. This one gets 1. You get all of this with the get as Boolean is positive because I have 1 with the get as Boolean. Okay. So now with this list system here, let's say I want if I have 2 out of the 3, right? So I'm showing you how you play with this, how you play with this let stuff, you get how you play with those 1 zeros, right? So you know the get as Boolean. That means if I have at least 1, tell me. Now I want to say if I have 2 out of the 3, okay? Well, you say, okay, pattern count on my list, right? And I search for the 1, and I say superior or equal to. Okay, no, it's inferior or equal to. No, it's no. I want at least 2. Yeah, equal to. If that equal to, right? Yeah, but if I have 3, it's okay too. So it's superior or equal. Okay. So list boom and pattern counts list 1. So why the list and pattern count? Why it doesn't? Okay. What's wrong here? Let's remove this. Okay. Oh yeah, because the pattern counts that. Okay, never mind. Okay, so if that works, yes, because I have 3. Let's do with 2. Yes, it still works. If I have only 1, boom, false, but not good. See? So you can, with this 1, 0, you can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? So you see the game I want to play here? So you can do whatever you want with those 1, 1, 1. But that's why I always, when I want to have at the end, if I have something like this, right? Two of those, 1 of those, 3 of those, I do like this. I group them by objects, and then I combine this and then I do another object like based, the calculation, and then I use it. Any questions?
Uh, what's the benefit of this method versus JSON?
Why you want JSON here? How JSON involved in this?
And not necessarily in this specific thing, but I think in the objects in general.
You can use JSON. You can instead of using list, you can use JSON, but the prime of JSON is you need to give a name for each element, right? And you need to write it, set JSON element, bloom, bloom, bloom. It's a string, and it's not useful here. It doesn't add any advantage, Actually, it will be a big problem here, the JSON. So there's no benefits because I'm counting the values. Well, but you can use JSON, of course. I mean, tomorrow I'm going to use JSON, right? I'm using JSON a lot, but here it doesn't apply. But tomorrow I'm going to use I'm going to use a JSON, yeah, for sure. Where's the other one? I didn't open it. No, I didn't open it. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to show you the JSON. I mean, tomorrow I'm going to show you how an oriented object, the extreme oriented object-oriented technique on calculation, and using blobs and using, and that will prepare the next webinar about the optimization, which is the object-oriented calculation is a big part of it, right? And the design, we have the design first, right? Mouse?
Yes, we have the
Yeah.
design first. Yes.
Yes. Object-oriented design also, right? It's what I just show you here, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's this is an object-oriented design, right? So you want to create contact. What you do? Oh, you a new record, and boom, you go there. Yeah, but no, right? You add, and then you have a UI to create contacts, right? You don't just go layout and do. No, you create your contact here, right? Because you can create, you create your contact, right? You create your contact, oops. And you create another one, right? And, right? But you say, oh, no, by the way, I don't want. Cancel. Nothing happened, right? You understand? Nothing happened. And if it does happen, right? If you create your contact and then you create your thing and you click validate, that means you want your contact all. And then that's other thing happening. Object-oriented. So you create your objects, right? Create your objects, and then you use that object to do something else, right? Because if you don't create an object like here, if you create new contact and you click here, let's say you want to update another database with that contact, right? So what do you do? Or each time you type a letter, you update the other database, you type a letter up, update database, update database, update database, update. Is that what you want to do? No. You create your objects, and then when the object created, you use the object, and you say, okay, create the data, update those in the other database, right? But first, so that's the design. So that tomorrow, no, after tomorrow, or no, next week. Well, no, I don't know. You tell me. Much?
Sorry,
Yeah.
you cut out for a bit there.
Okay. It's okay. I was making a joke. So if we don't have another question, we can land.
I think we're good for the moment. So,
Okay.
thank you very much, Nick, as always.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Looking forward to seeing you continue this tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow will be fun.
Excellent.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Thank you. Bye. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.